Alright, guys, welcome back to round 22, 23, 22 review for the Supercoach 2021 season. As you can see, not a great round, which is becoming more common than I'd like it to be. I think over the season I've had more rounds I'm not happy with than ones I am happy with. Zero motivation to record this week. Yeah, it just felt like it was one of those weeks where if it could go wrong, it did go wrong. So, the ranks dropped. I'm not happy about it. Oh, what is it? One week left, right? Yeah, one left, and then we're done. Alright, so we got Laird 105. Good game from him. Good game from Adelaide, sort of. It's going to be weird next year. I don't think he can pick Laird because he'll be mid only. His price is going to be high, 114 average. He's good. I wouldn't fault someone for picking him, but at the same time, he's 114 average versus, say, Walsh, who's 118. I think I'd take Walsh. I'd take McRae over him. I'd take Steele over him. I'd take Bont over him. I'd take Lyons over him. He's in a tough spot, being mid only, so we'll see how that goes next year. I wish he had defense, of course. That would be like the perfect scenario, but that won't be happening. I think it's almost impossible. Stuart Lloyd didn't play. Of course, they didn't. Stuart's out for, I think, 6 months. Doing rehab on a... it's got a fancy word, but it's a bone in your foot. He's broken, so or strained badly, something like that. So yeah, that's not great. Hopefully he's fine for next year. And the thing is, I was saying that he's a good lock for next year, the starting team. I think that he's a good D3 if you want to start him, or even D2. I think right now for 2020, before this round happened, injuries, I had Hall and Stewart pretty much locked in to defense. With that injury though, I'm probably not going to take that punt. I brought in, players that were kind of injured this year and it just didn't pay off. So, I've got Premier League, which, if you didn't see the video last week, I'm doing Fantasy Premier League. I'd recommend watching that. I'm actually pretty happy with how that came out, like just video wise. I had a thought in mind for the design and it kind of worked. But yeah, Stewart and Lloyd, I don't think I'd start Lloyd next year unless he's got a really good price. It'd have to be pretty good and like something that you can't miss. But yeah, I think Lloyd is definitely a trade-in. The final team will always have Lloyd in it. I think he's just too good of a player for final teams to skip on. I think even at his worst, he's a D6. So there's that. Sean Hooley has officially retired, so haven't got to worry about him taking Short's points ever again. Best. I can't think of the word, but Hooley's had a good career, so him hanging it up is pretty big for Richmond. So hopefully he enjoys the rest of his life, without footy. Short though, I think next year. Surely I can't start him again. I won't say it's disappointing, but he hasn't set the world on fire, let's be honest. He has good games, but he's not too consistent. And I'd rather consistency, honestly. Whitfield 81. That's not great. That isn't great. Who did they have? I feel like it wasn't too hard of an opponent either. Oh, Richmond. Yeah, I think Whitfield should have done better. Richmond's not that good, and their forward line's really iffy, so he should have the ball a lot in the back line. This week, who's he got? Sydney. Could be a good game for him, because Sydney's obviously going to force feed Buddy, and Taylor will be on Buddy. Taylor, just from watching, Taylor likes kicking it to Whitfield. Whitfield, just does stuff with the ball. So it should be a good game for Whitfield. May didn't play, of course he didn't. He's back this week. I think he was ill. But it's, like I said, if it could go wrong, it did go wrong last week. The midfield, though, not bad all around, honestly. I wish I did take Newcomb, but I didn't. That's deceiving. Steele, only a ton. He was on track for 200, and as soon as I called it out, he just forgot how to play footy. So that's always going to happen. Whenever you call out the 200, that's when the 200 doesn't happen. But, you know, it was that first half. I'm definitely starting him next year. I don't think that's a non-negotiable. He has to be in the starting team. Right now, I'm thinking something along the lines of Bont, McRae, Steele, Oliver. I don't know how that money's going to work out, but some combination of that, or even to make money work. Say he's a bit cheaper, right? Go on. Hypothetical here. Steele, McRae, Bont, Walsh. Steele, McRae, Bont, Kelly. No, actually, you didn't hear that. I'm not starting GWS players ever. I'm not even bringing them in. Whitfield and Cully don't exist next year. I don't care if he averages 200. Never again. Brayshaw didn't play. Suspended. Of course he was. On this, Merritt and Walsh both played good. Walsh, again, I feel like he was on track for 200 as well, and he just didn't do it. It was that weak. I ended up taking Edwards. No, I took Downey, didn't I? Yeah. Bad week. I didn't feel confident in Newcomb because he's just... maybe I should have, huh? Yeah, I probably should have. That was probably a misplay, but it doesn't really matter. That wasn't win or lose. That was just a bad choice there. Bond 114. Thought it would be a lot higher, honestly. I was expecting like a 150 from him. Lucky I didn't captain him. I went the safe option. I always called like McRae the safe option. If you're in a position where you don't know who to captain, if you have McRae in your team, you put the vice on him or you put the captain on him. If you have, this year, who else would there be? Gorn's not been great. Grundy's not been amazing. Probably Steele, but then he didn't have a good week. Yeah, it's tough. These two, they're always going to put up a good score. Lions 152. I've been waiting for this. Jesus, it feels like this. Is this his highest of the season? Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, finally happened, and I did kind of see it coming. It was Collingwood. I would not be surprised if he does it again versus West Coast. West Coast are just such a bad team at the moment. Honestly, in terms of on-field, I think they're contending for the worst in the league right now. I think Hawthorn's picked it up, so you can't say they're the worst. Adelaide are just really young, so Adelaide and North, they're both really young, so they kind of have a reason to not be amazing. Man, West Coast really could be the worst team in the league. Yeah, we'll see. And then Kelly 148, that was great. Good game from him. I feel like it's normal for him to go good against Geelong. I'm not too sure on that though. Gorn, Grundy, mediocre. If there was like a symbol for this season just being whatever, it's that the fact that Gorn and Grundy aren't even the top rucks. I wonder who is the top ruck. I can't see on here, can I? I reckon it's Darcy, Gorn, Grundy, or Darcy. Yeah, it'd be Darcy, Gorn, Grundy. I can't think of anyone else that's played good recently. Hall, Zeeble. Zeeble was a tough game from him. It was tough for North, honestly. This is why I don't think Zeeble's a lock for next year, even if he gets defender. I think if both of these guys get defender, you take Hall. Hall set the record for most uncontested touches without a contested touch. Zeeble is he's good. Zeeble's good. Is he the captain? I think I don't pay attention to North. Apart from my mate's brother, but I think I'm pretty sure he's the captain. He's just a really good kick of the ball, whereas I'd like Hall's like more all-around game. Dale 108, I'll take it. I feel like he's been on a bit of a roll at the end of the season, which is what you like to see. 108, 130. 72 is not great, obviously, but yeah, 2 good, 1 bad, I'll take it. Langford was the loop because I didn't have anyone. Hind out of that. This one was like, what the hell is going on? I checked fan footy mid-game, and apart from the whinging in chat, yeah, 133, that's crazy. So he really goes 80s, 70s, 130, 60, 80, 130, 70, 130. Okay, so that's how he goes. Alright, so get ready for a 70 this week. And then Shea Bolton finally did something, but too little too late. This guy, recently I watched the Making Their Mark documentary. I know it's like a year late now, but yeah, I think that made Richmond not... I mean, it just reinforced what I think, that they're kind of just a team of kids, sort of, like, I have stuff to call them kids, but they're just not mature enough. Definitely not mature enough for Supercoach, or like to rely on for Supercoach scores. Their form can dip, and Shea's had one hell of a dip. Like the whole second half of the season's a dip. Here onwards is good. West Coast up is fine. West Coast and down is just not good. 44, 59, 42. Man, when you got 2 40s in such a close stretch, that's just not good. Yeah. Next year, no Richmond players and no GWS players. That's the rules. But yeah, since knocked out of league because I had so many injuries, probably would have won otherwise. Yeah, that's it for this year. Next week we'll do like the final review, and then after that we'll do like a season review, which I'll go over things like, you know, what would I like added to Supercoach, and I've already said one. I'd like the wild card from, or not necessarily the wild card, but like that type of system where you get, say, an extra trade in that week. The normal week you have 2 trades. I'd like a system where once a season, maybe twice a season, do one before the, say, round 12, and then one after round 12. You get to make a 3rd trade in a week that's not a buy round. And if you do it in a buy round, that's 4 trades. It's pretty strong, right? I think that would be fair. I think it would make the game entertaining. But yeah, I'll do more of that in another video. Kind of just stuff I'd like to see changed. But yeah, until next time, tasty out.